Hello human beings, and welcome to the ultimate intro to paradise, where people could be put back on the shelf anytime you want. But wait a minute, how can people fit on the shelf? And who puts people on the... We're talking about fictional characters today, although it would be really nice if you could put people on the shelf sometimes. To be able to dream. This is actually a good book idea. Don't steal it. Am I a genius? My ingenuity aside, how the carrot didn't manage to finish 70 books in 2021? What were the worst books I read? What were the best? Let's find the answers in the Chamber of Secrets. How did I read 70 books? I'm a fast reader and I love getting lost. In the books, of course. Wow, this is going to be a very short video. It's not as simple as that. Even though it's true I'm a moderately fast reader and I love getting lost in the books, I still had some struggles. First of all, I used to read way more than this. I was a bookworm kid and I used to read 100 books a year. So what happened? Life, people, college life. I think my brain shrunk from reading too many research papers and it got to the size of a peanut. That's totally nuts, but we can still use them peanuts. Since my peanut brain couldn't process much information anymore, but I still wanted to read, I had to find a solution. That's when I discovered forming a habit. Ages ago, I read somewhere that if you wanted to form a habit, you should make it simple, easy to follow, and do it at a certain time every day. That's what I did. I formed a habit of reading every morning with my first cup of coffee, and eventually it got to the point when I read before sleep too. That's an example of tying two actions together, and some people swear by it, and I think it works. What about what kind of book you should read? It depends on you. When I first tried forming a habit, I picked books that were interesting to me and that were easy to follow because I have a peanut brain, as I previously said. You can also pick books that you like to reread to gain that momentum. You can also pick a few movies you like and see if they're based on a book and then read those kind of books. Also, try to read different genres and sizes and types of books. That will help you a lot. But I don't like books because there's not pictures in it. But there are pictures in books. In comic books, mangas, and children books. Trust me on that one. Oh, let's not forget art-related books. It's still too much work for me. What should I do? Pick an audiobook, perhaps? Maybe that would suit you better. That's very nice, Millie, but I still actually wanna read books. Then make it a challenge. Read one sentence a day, then one paragraph, then one page, and so on and so on. Read out loud, pace the room while reading, follow the text using your finger. Form a book club, analyze a book, watch YouTube videos to inspire you to read. Write a book analysis. Ask a friend to analyze a book with you. There's a lot of stuff you can do.
I tried everything, but I still can't read much. I think I'm not that into books.
That's okay, go at your own pace and ask yourself, do I actually enjoy reading books? Or am I trying to read books just because I think I should? Not everyone likes reading, and that's okay. If you'd rather watch a movie or listen to music, that's okay. It doesn't mean you're less intelligent or less skilled. It just means you don't prefer books. And that's great. You're still equally deserving of respect. You're still valuable as a human being. Knowing what you like and what you don't like requires a certain amount of self-awareness, and that's truly incredible. It's not the end of the world if you don't read books. Enjoy your life. You're doing great. I was consistent. I formed a habit. I gained it reading momentum by picking interesting books. So what happened? I got hooked. I started reading without stopping, and here we are discussing what were the worst books I read in 2021. Time flies. There's not a bad book, only a bad reader. I mean, what? I wanted to say not every book is for everyone. Books have good and bad sides just like people do. And some books we like more or less. Books that I didn't enjoy last year, there's quite a lot actually. Of course, there were parts that I liked, But overall, here's a list of books I didn't enjoy last year. Let's make a few categories. The first is called The Power of Not, and I did not like these books. Metagenealogy. This one has some interesting concepts. After all, it's all about psychology and psycho family members and tarot cards. Yes, psychomagic is a real deal according to Alejandro. I think it's how you pronounce his name. Alejandro. Yep, psychomagic is a real deal according to Alejandro, and it can help some people. It's actually considered to be a form of psychotherapy, although it's not very accepted by the psychologists. It's a bit controversial, it's just a tiny bit. Anyway, interesting fella, but I would not recommend this book. It could be much shorter, more organized, and much clearer, in my opinion. And it's not so mystical after all. The Power of Now. Oh my god. It's very repetitive, and I did not see the point. I think it could help motivate some people, but I personally did not see the point in this book. Maybe I'm not nowhere near the spiritual awakening, who knows. The next book is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Carrot. Another book that says a lot but tells nothing. The second category is what I call psycho without logical, and it consists of these books. Made You Up. There's so much wrong with this one when it comes to mental illness. This is such a bad representation of schizophrenia, and it can be very misleading. Please, can we educate people on this topic? This is a byproduct of ignorance. I wish there was more talk in the media about mental health and psychology in general. Let's be more educated and open-minded and not dismiss very valuable information. It's a first step to a better society. If you want to know more about psychology, I suggest checking out YouTube channels such as Dr. Tracy Marks, Dr. Romani, Med Circle, Special Books by Special Kids, and Therapy in a Nutshell. The second book in this category is Verity by Colleen Hoover. Another book I think is overhyped and predictable. Am I getting old? We don't know the truth though, so I'll give it bonus cupcakes for that one. The Silent Patient. Therapy should not look like that. Wrong diagnosis, terrible environment, and unethical approach to patients. It may be an interesting thriller, but if we look into this stuff, we can see how inaccurate it is. Although maybe that was the point, who knows. The Midnight Library is a book that I think is much better than some of the books I mentioned, but still I didn't enjoy it much. The idea was good, but the story wasn't very captivating. The third and final category is The Black Sheep. The first book in the category is My Sister's Keeper. I don't have a lot to say about this one. It was predictable to me. I think some people might enjoy it. It's a sad book. I think it had a lot of potential, but it went downhill somewhere in the middle. Don't kill me for this one. Circe by Madeline Miller. I genuinely did not enjoy this book. I liked some parts. I certainly feel for Circe, but I didn't like the writing style, and the story lacked some substance, in my opinion. To me, it was like an elementary school teacher who tried to make the lecture more fun for the kids, but the kids didn't like it anyway. I feel really bad for the teacher, but it's not my cup of coffee or tea. Home Before Dark. Haunted house, or is it not? I wanted to see some ghosts, but I got ghosted instead. Shatter Me series. Well, look who joined the My Family Sucks therapy session. Nothing much to say about the series. I think it's more suited for younger people. I mean, people younger than me. Yes, I am a grandma in disguise. After I listed some of the books I did not enjoy, you're probably gonna think, are you one of those "I'm so quirky and different" individuals? No, I wish I was that arrogant. No, I'm not different or more special than other people. I just genuinely did not enjoy those books. I think many of you would enjoy them, but I personally did not, and I think it's better to be honest about liking books or not liking them than to lie. As I like to say, there's a book for everyone, but these weren't for me. So what are the best books I read in 2021? I think we need a few categories here too. The first category is mostly ghostly. The Girl Who Leapt Through Time by Yasutaka Tsutsui. It's a very short, sweet and cozy book, ideal for lazy afternoons, and I got it as a birthday present. So lovely. Some people like it, some people despise it. Humans and beings here represent the night circus. Yes, please, can we have more books like this one? Every word paints a magical landscape, and once you're in, you can't get out until you're done with reading. Do I think the story itself could use a little improvement? Of course. I didn't like every single part of the book, and the ending is a little bit wacky, but I still enjoyed it despite that. It's a wonderful atmospheric read, reserved for foggy, rainy autumn days. I cannot skip Howl's Moving Castle because it reminds me of my childhood and when everything was about magic and Ghibli movies. The Ninth House, Dark Academia, Ghosts. Nice. Before the Coffee Gets Cold, different type of ghosts. Ghosts from the past. The Wheel of Time series. I'm still not done with the series, but I think it's incredible. The world building and characters are so well written. Oh my god, you're only 14 books away from happiness. Second category is Chili Red. If you made it this far, drop the red pepper emoji in the comments. Who doesn't enjoy a good psychological thriller? Then She Was Gone is a book for you. Yes, it has some cliche moments and it resembles other thrillers. In a sense, every thriller resembles the other. But the story is nicely written and it has some uncommon occurrences, or should I say disturbing. Such small hands. This is a new definition of disturbing. The Gashly Crumb Tinies. It's a simple alphabet book. Yeah, about that. The third category is all about interesting concepts, life and human complexity, so I named it An Abstract Exhibition. The Left Hand of Darkness. I liked this one purely because the idea behind it was brilliant. The idea of gender-neutral society, most of the time, is truly innovative. The story explores important questions such as the struggle to understand people who are different than us, sweet cultural barriers, and sexual stereotypes. Ariel, a poetry collection by Sylvia Plath, is one of a kind. I'm not the biggest fan of poetry ever, but I enjoy this book so much. I think Sylvia Plath did a great job in depicting human emotions and struggles in all its glory. I would really recommend this book. If you want to read something that is chaotic and weird, you should read The Hitchhiker's Guide to Galaxy. That's it. The Handmaid's Tale. Just read it, please. Kim Ji-young, born 1982. Misogyny, sexism, I don't need to say more. The Mind-Gut Connection by Emron Meyer and The Upside of Stress by Kelly McGonigal. Not McGonagall. The two books I think are very well structured and have valuable information. The reason I put these books into this category is because I think it goes well with an idea of humans as complex beings. So why not? We can put whatever we want at our exhibition, am I right? The fourth and final category is Love is in the Air. The first book is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. The writing is neat, characters intriguing, good book. Orbiting Jupiter is a very heartbreaking book. Aristotle and Dante discover the secrets of the universe. This one is such a cute little story. I enjoyed it so much. The style of this book is so playful and Ari and Dante are so cute together. I love this book. A Man Called Ove, or Ove, I'm not sure, is very bittersweet, just like life. It's all fun and games, but what are my personal favorites? If I had to pick 5 books, those would be The Wheel of Time series, Kim Ji-young, born 1982, Before the Coffee Gets Cold, Such Small Hands, and The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. For obvious reasons, I couldn't go through every single book out of the 70 books I read, because we would have to stay here all night and have a sleepover, although a sleepover would be really nice. I also want to mention that I read more than 70 books because I didn't count in those books I reread, and those are the books I read as a child, and I decided to reread them last year. I got these books by Robert Stein, I'm not sure. I used to read these books when I was a kid, and I was really obsessed. This book is called in English Liar Liar. I think it's a really interesting story. I want to talk about this book a little bit. It's called The Ghost Next Door, and it was my favorite horror book when I was a kid. I love this book, and at the time I thought, wow, what kind of plot twist is this? I was very surprised, and I loved it. Good times. This book. Oh my god. This book is called Locker 13, and it's all about this small school thingy figurine something that brings, very good luck to people who have it, but then the price you have to pay is too high. I love these books definitely, and I want to buy more because it's just nice to go back to your childhood and stuff. Then, of course, I had to read some mangas, and I have here Death Note 1, 2, and 3 and 4. Yeah, I mean, some people would argue if mangas are books or not. I still consider mangas books. So let me know what you think. Are mangas books or not? I think yes. I mean, yes, they have pictures, but so do children books and art-related books. So yeah, I love Death Note. And of course, when I was sick, when I had COVID, I reread Harry Potter because it makes me feel really happy. It just makes me feel happy. Yeah. So those are the books I reread. And the other books I don't own. I own only this one because I actually borrowed books from the library or just read them on my tablet. So they're not, physical books. And imagine if I bought every single book, I would be really broke. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know if you would like to see more book recommendations in the future, and let me know in the comments. Until the next time!